Hello NBA fans, every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I'm counting on you to subscribe to the channel and leave your investing in a talented, towering player who was the Summer League MVP could be a great acquisition for the Lakers, as they prepare for a future without LeBron James. Kyle Filipowski is a unique player who could see tremendous growth for the Lakers. All recent indications say the Los Angeles Lakers are done making off-season moves for the time being. But if a trade comes up that would be hard to turn down, as seen in the past, Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka would likely not pass up on the opportunity. After a busy summer with Luka Doncic's extension and weight loss, LeBron James' eventful offseason, and adding free agents, the Lakers could make one more move in hopes of filling out their roster with another big man. According to a trade pitch from Sports Illustrated, Los Angeles could trade Dalton Knecht to the Utah Jazz for former Duke star and reigning Summer League MVP Kyle Filipowski. Filipowski for Knecht mock trade. Per SI, a Lakers trade pitch would send Knecht and a conditional 2026 first-round pick swap to the Jazz for Filipowski. The benefit for Los Angeles is clear. Filipowski is a big man who just won Summer League MVP. He had a strong rookie season, though the minutes were sparse, and the Lakers could always use another rim protector instead of another guard. Knecht had a slow start last season. After a scorching college career, he had, and will continue to have, a minimized spot on a Lakers lineup featuring Doncic, Austin Reeves, and now Marcus Smart as players ahead of him in the depth chart. Knecht also struggled in Summer League, with averages of 10.3 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 1.3 assists on 29.7% shooting. Opposingly, Filipowski's MVP campaign saw him averaging 29.3 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 2.3 assists on 56.1% shooting from the field and 39.1% from deep in 3 games. The Jazz have their priority in the season after next, hoping to land A.J. Dybantsa out of BYU with the number 1 pick of the 2026 NBA draft. They have a ton of assets and would likely be willing to get one more. Utah also has Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler manning the middle, meaning a player like Filipowski could shine brighter somewhere else. If anyone needs any other reasoning from the Lakers side of things, they tried to trade Knecht earlier in the year for Mark Williams. The deal was never finalized, but they would have loved to have another big man after Rudy Gobert's performance against them in the first round of the playoffs. Lakers likely done this summer. According to an unnamed Western Conference executive, the Lakers are likely done this summer after adding Smart, DeAndre Ayton, and Jake LaRavia. They are open to the idea of going after Gabe Vincent and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, but in the likely scenario where those don't go through, Pelinka expects to stay quiet until training camp begins. They have not been attacking the trade market by any stretch of the imagination, the unnamed exec said, per Athlon Sports. Most teams now are in a sort of wait-and-see mode, and I would include the Lakers in that. They want to give it some time before they make a trade. None of the moves the Lakers made this summer are major risks, and a Knecht for Filipowski trade likely wouldn't be either. Both are entering their second year, still on their rookie deals, and one would benefit the Lakers in an area of the game they've struggled in since they traded Anthony Davis. As seen with the Doncic trade, the Lakers will pounce on a deal they think benefits them the most. After Knecht's rocky rookie year with the previous trade attempt, they could be shopping him again this summer. Predicting every Lakers player's points per game next season. Every member of the Los Angeles Lakers will have a role to play in a pivotal 2025-26 NBA campaign, and we predict each of their scoring averages. As the Los Angeles Lakers assemble their star-studded lineup for the 2025-26 season, the question isn't whether they've collected enough firepower, but whether those pieces can deliver when it counts. With all NBA talents LeBron James and Luka Doncic leading the charge, the franchise has doubled down on its title aspirations. Luka just inked a 3-year, $165 million extension and voiced an unwavering championship mindset. Meanwhile, LeBron opted in for what could be his final season in purple and gold, adding layers of both gravity and uncertainty to LA's title chase. Reinforcements arrived swiftly in the front court, DeAndre Ayton, fresh off a Blazers buyout, signed a 2-year deal to anchor the paint at a bargain rate, just $8.1 million in year one within a broader $34 million commitment. His presence bolsters interior scoring and defense, addressing one of LA's most glaring needs. On the perimeter and in the clutch, the influence of sharpshooter Rui Hachimura and clutch-ready Austin Reaves promises to supplement the superstar duo with depth and spacing. Can this revamped roster truly mesh into a championship-caliber unit? And who will rise to the occasion as key scorers beyond the expected 25 to 30 PPG from LeBron and Luka? As the season approaches, we break down how each Laker might contribute in terms of PPG to get an idea of how stacked this team really is, at least on paper. Luka Doncic, 29.5 PPG. After being acquired mid-season from Dallas in a blockbuster trade for Anthony Davis, Luka had a dominant run with the team, and his new slimmed-down physique is sparking excitement about what's to come. With full integration and clearly designated offensive primacy alongside LeBron, he's projected at a robust 29.5 ppg, anchoring LA's offensive engine. Especially with James turning 41 years old in a couple of months, Doncic will have to increase his scoring load, boosting from 28.2 ppg to almost 30 ppg next season. The Slovenian will need to be in the MVP race and scoring title race to give the Lakers a chance to capture a top 4 seed in the West. LeBron James, 24.0 ppg. LeBron averaged 24.4 ppg last season over 70 games, also contributing 7.8 rpg and 8.2 apg. As he approaches 41, the Lakers still gladly brought him back under his $52.6 million player option. While his playmaking and leadership remain elite, a slight dip to 24.0 ppg anticipates more ball sharing with Luka, and careful minutes management to preserve his legs deep into the season. We anticipate James scoring to dip slightly as he finally takes somewhat of a secondary role to allow Doncic to shine. James will also play fewer minutes, hopefully, and preserve his body for the postseason. We don't expect James to play over 65 games and dominate the scoring charts as he has done over the majority of his career for obvious reasons. Austin Reaves, 17.5 ppg. Austin Reaves exploded in 2024-25 with several big scoring nights, like 45 points with 7 rebounds and 7 assists, and surpassed Kobe for most threes in a Lakers season. As a reliable third option with a green light in crunch time, he's projected to average about 17.5 ppg, following his breakout with a more consistent scoring rhythm. Reaves won't reach the 20 ppg mark in our opinion since he will now have to share touches with DeAndre Ayton, a big man who thrives getting the ball on the block and in the pick and roll. Reaves will likely still put up fringe all-star numbers and could become the second option should LeBron James deal with attrition throughout the season. DeAndre Ayton, 14.2 ppg. Last season, DeAndre Ayton came in with a strong career 16.4 ppg mark, but averaged 14.4 ppg and 10.2 rpg with the Blazers in 2024-25. A 2-year deal signals the Lakers expect him to anchor the paint on both sides. With slightly reduced touches in LA's star-driven offense, a projection of 14.2 ppg seems believable, with value extending beyond just scoring. The Lakers will hope Ayton can contribute more than 14.2 ppg, but the big man will have to settle for being the fourth option on a championship team, and his touches won't come as often as he would like. It remains to be seen how Ayton will mesh with the stars ahead of him, but we don't think there will be a big drop-off in his offensive numbers. Rui Hachimura, 12.9 ppg. Though limited in sample size, 5 games, Hachimura averaged 14.8 ppg with strong efficiency, 49.1% FG, 48.4% three-point FG, in the playoffs last season and 13.1 ppg in the regular season. Expecting a return to health and rotation stability, he should settle at around 12.9 ppg throughout the season, providing valuable spacing, tough mid-range scoring, and physicality. Rui will probably feel the drop-off in touches more than anyone else on the team, and he will be relegated to the fifth option at times, but could go as high as third depending on the opponent. JJ Redick trusts Rui down the stretch, and that could benefit the forward as he looks to continue expanding his offensive game. Dalton Knecht 8.4 ppg. Dalton Knecht had some electrifying moments in his rookie campaign, e.g., 37 points with 9 threes, yet he was ultimately traded mid-season before the deal fell through. He hasn't been moved yet, so if he remains, expect a reserve role putting up around 6 ppg as a 3-point specialist off the bench. The Lakers don't value Knecht as untouchable, although he is very capable of getting hot from the perimeter. The second-year player probably won't be playing heavy minutes, but we expect him to be hungry to prove himself. Marcus Smart 8.0 ppg. Marcus Smart is another new signing for the Lakers, and his veteran defensive acumen and energy off the bench could yield around 8 ppg in limited minutes, as he revitalizes phased backcourt depth, supporting LA's perimeter defense and gritty hustle. Smart might not be the same player who helped the Boston Celtics reach the NBA Finals in 2021-22, but he doesn't have to be in contention for Defensive Player of the Year to make a difference. As long as Smart hustles, hits open shots, and uses his size when he is around the rim, he will be a key member for the Lakers. Jake LaRavia 6.7 ppg. Jake LaRavia played limited minutes in 2024-25 and didn't show too much of his ability, 6.9 ppg, so projecting around 6 ppg next season as a developmental wing option seems right. LaRavia is a quiet pickup for the Lakers because he is 6 feet 8 inches, can hold down the wing spots, and shot 42.3% from deep last season. Will he make the Lakers completely unbeatable? No. But he can contribute in spurts, and the team needs as many solid role players as they can get because that is what Luka and LeBron will need come playoff time. Bronny James 6.4 ppg. Bronny made history with his father as the first NBA father-son combo to play together, but saw very limited time. Expect his scoring to remain sparse, around 6.4 ppg, as he develops and adjusts to NBA speed. We expect Bronny to show improvements from last season, but we don't think he is ready to be anywhere close to a 7th or 8th man just yet. We could be wrong, but JJ Redick has been cautious to thrust Bronny into major roles so far. Gabe Vincent 6.1 ppg. Gabe Vincent logged 6.4 ppg over 72 games with LA last season. As a floor-spacing backup guard, expect him to hover around 6.1 ppg, providing shooting and veteran depth. He clearly isn't the same player who helped the Miami Heat reach the NBA Finals in 2023, but the Lakers aren't expecting that guy anyway. As long as Vincent shoots over 35% from 3 and handles the ball well coming off the bench, JJ Redick and the coaching staff should be happy. Still, anything other than what we predicted Vincent will contribute will only help the Lakers better. Jared Vanderbilt 5.5 ppg. Jared Vanderbilt averaged just 4.1 ppg in limited minutes last season, although he only appeared in 36 games. Projection rises to 5.5 ppg if given more defensive-focused minutes as a rebounder and energy guy in small ball rotations. We hope Vondo can stay healthy because his size and athleticism are truly gifts when he stands 6 feet 8 inches. If he can stay on the court and make open shots, the Lakers have another trustworthy weapon off the bench. Jackson Hayes 4.5 ppg. Jackson Hayes re-signed for 1 year this offseason, and it wasn't the worst pickup by the Lakers because the team needs a backup center for DeAndre Ayton. He averaged 6.8 ppg last season, but with Ayton now in the mix, he shifts to a backup center role, likely around 4.5 ppg, offering rim running and interior defense off the bench. Lakers fans have a love-hate relationship with Hayes because his elite athleticism is impressive, but his inconsistencies on defense and on a physical level make him somewhat of a liability at times. Still, Hayes will have a role to play in 2025-26. Adou Thiero 3.2 ppg. Adou Thiero could carve out a small role, end up bench minutes, scoring a couple of points per game as a developmental project. The 22-year-old has some potential, and it will be interesting to see how fast he picks up the NBA after getting taken number 36 overall in the 2025 draft. Maxi Kleber 3.0 ppg. Acquired as part of the Luka trade, Maxi Kleber brings shooting and experience. Without prior Lakers stats, a 3.0 ppg projection fits his anticipated specialist, floor-spacing bench profile. The Lakers aren't expecting much from their third-string center as he will likely play out the final year of his contract. Lakers desperately need to cut bait with draft bust to open up a roster spot. The Los Angeles Lakers added Marcus Smart, DeAndre Ayton, and Jake LaRavia this offseason. While all three veterans should help with LA's depth concerns, they don't necessarily move the needle enough to make the Lakers a title contender. Their disappointing first-round loss against the Minnesota Timberwolves highlighted how far the Lakers were, and they didn't do enough to close the gap. To make matters worse, the players who they were counting on to take a step forward haven't necessarily done so. Dalton Connect's summer league performance demonstrated that he isn't ready to be a consistent part of the rotation heading into his second year. Instead of waiting around for a 24-year-old to miraculously improve and become a rotation-level player, the Lakers need to move on. Lakers must part ways with Dalton Connect before it's too late. The Lakers currently can't sign another player despite having a roster spot available. As ESPN reported this week, because the Lakers signed Ayton and LaRavia using the non-taxpayer mid-level exception, they are hard-capped at the first apron. This prevents them from signing a 15th player until January 18th. That is why they need to cut bait with Connect to open a roster spot that they can use on a veteran who can actually help them in the 2025-26 season. This means that the Lakers would need to move Connect to a team without taking a player back. Fortunately, the former Tennessee star only makes $4 million for next season, making it possible for a team like the Brooklyn Nets, which still has cap space, to take him on. The Lakers don't have much draft capital that they can attach to Connect to entice the Nets, other than a 2032 second-round pick. If that is all it takes to offload Connect's salary, however, the Lakers should still pursue it. With the open roster spot, the Lakers can go after one of the remaining free agents or make a trade that brings back two players while sending only one. Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, and Maxi Kleber all make eight-figure salaries that could net two contributors in return if the Lakers were to attach a first-round pick to their contracts. Whether GM Rob Pelinka will choose to pursue this strategy or if they still have some hope for Connect remains to be seen. Austin Reeves' extension decision is already made, and the Lakers need a plan. How will the Los Angeles Lakers build the roster around Luka Doncic when factoring in Austin Reeves? The Los Angeles Lakers already offered Austin Reeves a contract extension off his current salary. Considering the bargain of a deal the talented offensive guard currently possesses, there was no desire to accept that. This is where questions begin to be asked of Rob Pelinka. Sam Vecenie and Bryce Simon of the Game Theory podcast discussed the plans to involve Reeves in the future around Luka Doncic. There was an obvious point that there was no chance anything was going to change with regard to the decision made on the current extension being offered. Vecenie said, "There's just no way Austin Reeves is extending on this number. It's a 4-year, $90 million extension. There's no circumstance where he can extend. He's going to get like 4 years, $160 million, in that ballpark if you made me bet." The Lakers will be faced with a ton of critical decisions in the summer of 2026. The new contract for Reeves will arguably be the most important, and expensive, one of them all. Lakers' Austin Reeves' decision is straightforward, but far from a foregone conclusion. Vecenie was of the mindset that Reeves, an undrafted player who has yet to receive the big pay pump that has been earned by now, would desire financial security that should come with his new deal. The podcast host was not the only one who has recently suggested the Lakers guard is due for it. ESPN's NBA insiders echoed a similar sentiment in their look at how the Lakers build around Doncic. The comfort that can be found in their assessment is a slightly smaller estimate on what that contract looks like. ESPN wrote, "I think he will get $30 million plus," one executive told ESPN, echoing multiple front office sources who were asked about the next deal Reeves could command. The expectation, from both that executive and others, is that Reeves ultimately will return to Los Angeles. A contract closer to $30 million per year would give the Lakers a little more opportunity to retain their desired flexibility. The comparison ESPN offered about role which the 27-year-old would ultimately be fulfilling would be one similar to that of what Jalen Brunson brought beside Doncic. Look away Mavericks fans. Jalen Brunson confirms he asked the Mavericks for a 4-year, $55 million extension. The Mavericks rejected him twice. The Lakers certainly would not want to find themselves in a scenario like the Dallas Mavericks where they let their other exciting guard get away. Reeves should have the tools needed in his bag to bring a lot of positives next to Doncic. Seeing successful playoff production from the 4-year pro in the 2026 NBA playoffs would make this decision and all future plans a lot easier for the Lakers. Reeves struggled as a supporting star against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the 2025 NBA playoffs. The Lakers handing Reeves the level of contract being anticipated would suggest an anticipation of one more leap being left for him as a player in the NBA. If that is not the case, Pelinka will need to have a fallback of how to pivot the roster and not fumble Doncic's window to bring a title to Los Angeles.